Good morning to another beautiful day in Barbados. Late check-in today, 2:15. Children's Sports Day. Must be done. So anyway, as you can hear by drilling downstairs, it's like Japanese water torture. But they're downstairs trying to put in some of the copper for the air conditioning. Showman is in here, busy. Rolling. So, starting the bathroom, we are nearly ready to run the paint all the way through. There's a little bit down there needs to be sanding down. Other than that, that's ready to be done. It looks like that's all done anyway. And then in here, Showman is rolling away. Looking good everywhere. One up the walls. All the way around. So just going to come around here by the looks of it. Looks so much better with a nice coat of white on there. Gorgeous. Anything that you can see that's sort of a mark on the wall is probably where we haven't filled. So there might be like a little blemish there, for instance. So anyway, yeah, see another one here. Look. So a little bit of fill, it will highlight obviously anything that we've missed. So it looks like Sherman's actually gone all the way around so far, all through here, all the way around, all the way down to here, and then it's come around as now doing over there. Look. So that's pretty much where we are in here. And obviously the aim is once this is actually done, Sherman's going to mop the actual the wood itself, let that dry out, and then we'll get some white on that as well and get check what that looks like. It needs a prime anyway, so we'll use that as a prime, initial prime, and then get the grey on it. It looks like the actual consensus last night on the comments was grey, go grey, but I think that was more about this floor, not the floor inside. So I think we are going to go for some form of grey out here, by the way. So some form of grey stain. We've got quite a bit of it in anyway. So the chances are we'll be able to continue using some of the Sherwin-Williams paint stain that we actually got for the driveway. I think the pots do around about 400 square foot. So we probably need 2 or 3 for out here, I would have thought, to give it a couple of coats. But I do think it will finish it off nicely. But I want to get in there done first, get the floor done in there first, get that place emptied after the bathroom's finished, that is. Once we've got the paint done and the floors are done, I want to get out of there and I want that just to be for living. I don't want any tools or any hand marks, I don't want anything at all. So I'm going to get an industrial clean done on that. Say industrial clean, me and my wife. We'll roll our sleeves up, get scrubbing, de-paint any spots off the windows. Yeah, just make the place look absolutely immaculate, waiting for the windows to turn up, which are leaving today as far as I'm aware. So in 9 to 14 days, they'll be in the port waiting for clearance. So that will be my job. The job will be to install this one here. The one in the bathroom is coming broken, but it'll have glass. Obviously, it's a double glazed unit with blinds in it, so the blinds will be functional, the glass will be functional, but one side will be shattered to pieces. So that'll have to be done. And then obviously we've got the monster. That. So that's going to be a bit of a mission. So, and again, we're going to have to put the window in before we actually get all the actual marking up done as well. So I'll probably get the frame in and test it first and make sure that it fits absolutely perfect, and then take it back out again, get the actual mortaring done around the actual frame itself, get it painted and then get it put in. I don't want to be putting a glass in and a frame in and then having to concrete and paint. That would be a disaster. So anyway, that's where I am so far. I hope the video's okay for you so far. Don't forget, please, whilst I'm on gabbing away, that you obviously give us some comments below. Water torture again. And Carl, welcome. Thanks for the email today. Hope to see you on the island very shortly. There's a few of you actually have reached out in the last couple of weeks that are coming over. So yeah, last night on the comments, you'll see in the comments of yesterday's video, there's another individual coming over. Carl's coming over as well to build. So again, like I've always said to you guys, any help I can give, any guidance I can give, any connections I can pass on, always reach out. I'll gladly help out. But in the meantime, if you don't mind giving me a thumbs up below and keep those comments coming, that'd be greatly appreciated. And I'll update you towards the end of the day. Thank you. Good morning. Okay, we've got 912 subscribers today, which is great. So thanks everybody. The Daves of the world, Trevor's, comments are greatly appreciated as always. Bought the stainless steel hatch. What do they call them? They call them lift ups, a bit of a weird name. But anyway, the ring pulls, the concealed ring pulls, stainless steel, had to get them from England. Couldn't find anywhere on the island. However, I have emailed a couple of companies this morning on the island that are in the marine world if I can find some on the island in the meantime that are just as good, then I'll go and grab those. But what I can see on the internet, I know it's not very internet driven, this island, but I couldn't find anything that was hardware driven. However, there's quite a bit of marine on the island, so there's got to be somewhere on the island that has stocked a few bits. I'm sure someone will come back to me. If they do, then I will nip up and see them. So anyway, I've got those on the back burner in the meantime, so they'll be en route at some stage. As you can see, Sherman has literally spent the day yesterday putting white paint all the way around. It looks absolutely amazing. So now we're going to get onto the skirtings and the floor. The floor's going to be mopped first, swept and mopped, and then we're going to scrape with the floor scraper anything that's not good off the floor. Get that mopped. Whilst that's drying, get into the bathroom, white all over the bathroom, empty it first, obviously, tape up everything, and then it'll be out into here, skirting boards and floor. That's the plan for today. There's still a few things like side pieces, but again, that'd be brush, not roller, so we'll get the brushes out as well whilst the skirting's being done, and anything like the sides here, etc. will be done as well. You can see like a dark patch underneath here in this corner, that will be done as well. And then really it is a case of emptying this place after that's been done, and getting all the hardware put back on again. So that's today's goal, is to get the floor, first coat put on the floor, bathroom done, skirtings primed, and then next week, Monday, Tuesday, will be wood paint. We call it satin wood, oil painting on the skirting boards and any of the hardware. So that's what we'll be on so far. So we'll update you a bit later on. In the meantime, don't forget, more comments would be greatly appreciated. We're getting an average of between 2 and 5 a day, which is quite nice. And some support coming through as well about ideas and what to do and what to do. Thanks for the ideas on the TP link from the internet. We'll certainly look at that at some stage today. Again, the island is quite restricted on stuff like that, so I will look for certain things. But I think the best thing to do is to run a Cat5 cable over to here anyway. We need to get internet here. So we just need to work out how's the best route. We did actually have internet trunking put in here, but when the masons came in, Bull in a China shop as always, they literally ended up filling it with concrete, so we couldn't get to it apparently. So the conduit we actually had running from the electric room over the road is reasonably difficult to get it in, and Cat5, you can't run Cat5 near power, so it either has to be in a sleeve that protects it from the power, so it doesn't interfere with the bandwidth, I assume, or it has to be run completely separate, or you can get an armoured, like an armoured coating on it anyway, which stops that. So, but anyway, we need to obviously come through the floor over the road, come through the basement, all the way through somehow, and get up into here. So then we can put our own network hub in here, and then we won't have the issue. Now, the other thing I want to show you as well was the start that the air conditioning guys were making yesterday. Now, they started when I wasn't around, and again, anyone that's out there that is going to be building on the island has a preference, should we say, on how you want things done. It's essential that you meet with your tradespeople on site and just give them the feedback on how you want things done. Sometimes you don't care. Sometimes the people that you got are going to do it right anyway. And Sean, who I'm going to, is a great guy. He's ordered all the right equipment in that I wanted from the US, which is absolutely amazing. But yesterday he did start when I wasn't on site, and I didn't get to talk to him about how I wanted some of the stuff run. Now, he's got his own common sense, and his team have got their own as well. But it's not quite matched with mine. So I met him on site last night, and good that we did, because then what he's done is he's listened to how I want it done, and I can show you what they did versus what we're now going to do. So obviously we're in the middle basement, which is the bit between the swimming pool and the main house, and then we'll go into here, which is the main basement. So the guys started by actually drilling a hole through this wall here, which is fine, but again, I wouldn't have gone this low. I mean, we've got the block here, we've got the beam here, which you don't want to go through. I would have gone through as high up as possible and as close over here as possible. However, as you can see by the copper that's now being hung, the issue we do have is we have beams. And as you can see, it's now coming away from the wall and it's coming back down again. It just looks an absolute mess. So these are the big units. They're going to be wall mounted. So we're going to have one up on the wall here. I think it's going to go that way. So it's going to be lengthways on that wall, and that one's going to be lengthways on that wall. Now, as you can see, it's just going to look an absolute dog's dinner. So I said to Sean, the condensers are on the other side of that wall. So we're going to be coming through about here. So it's going to come out here, straight up to the ceiling. Why don't we run it all the way along the ceiling here, all the way along to about here. and then you can T-junction down, punch one nice clean hole through there, not a Kango stroke Hilti hole, a nice clean drilled hole all the way through, take your stuff through straight to the machine. All the way down here, now the actual slab comes down by a good 7 or 8 inches here, so you will have to unfortunately bend it around this corner, but again, straight all the way along here, straight through again. So that way we've got one big long run tucked right up against the roof all the way along, one simple T straight out into the open, and then on this side we'll have nothing in here, but obviously we'll have a punched hole drilled nicely, 4 inch straight through here, then all of your surfaces come straight through, straight to the unit, and the unit's on the wall. That is the best thing to do. So that's what they're going to do today. They're unfortunately going to have to undo the stuff they've done yesterday, and then get it nice and straight and hang it out here. So that's you know, if I was here yesterday, I could have planned that before they even started, but unfortunately I wasn't. So it is a little bit of a duplication of work, but they didn't get stuck into it too aggressively, so that's okay. They can still, you know, we now have a hole that we don't need, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But anyway, you know, it's not a disaster. So that's I'd always recommend you do all of that. So anything you get someone to do, if you get an electrician out to run cables in, you've got to physically meet them on site, mark out where you want everything done, and talk through the feasibility of it happening and usability, etc. You've got your own plans, they've got their own plans. If you just let tradespeople crack on and do something, sometimes they're not going to give you what you're looking for and you're going to be disappointed. So they're more than happy to sit with you and go through and listen to what you require. And as long as it doesn't interfere with what they're trying to do and it works, then that works for you. And then you don't end up having a disappointed conversation at the end saying, well, that's not what I wanted, and you know, I'm disappointed. So, and I have done that on this job a couple of times. I've assumed that the tradespeople I'm employing are going to end up doing it a way that it should be done, and then you find it hasn't been done that way, and then you have to try and undo it or fall out with them. It's not pleasant. So always meet with the guys, go through everything, map out where you're going to want stuff done, where you want runs done, where you want holes drilled, because they don't all think the same way. And if they hear how you want it done, you say, I want everything up on the ceiling, tucked away. The reason I want that, one, because I'm quite OCD that way, but mainly because at some stage, if I ever want to use that basement and I have to put a ceiling in there, or you don't want stuff all hanging down, and it just, one, it doesn't look great, and two, you're now ruining the opportunity of using that space at some stage in the future. Whereas if we run it all the way down that main basement, it's not even in the basement, and it's nice and clean, it's nice and tidy, it's tucked away, and at some stage I can even have that boxed in all the way down so you can't even see it. So that's what I would do. So anyway, hope that helps. And that's anybody. Obviously, there's quite a few people on here at the moment talking about building on the island. You know, England has certain processes, and sometimes they're not the same here. So it's important to sit down with your contractor to make sure that they're going to be doing what you think they're going to be doing. Never assume. Other than that, obviously, thank you for the feedback yesterday, like I said. Give me some more if you don't mind. If anybody wants any help on steering you in the right direction on who to use and how to do it, whatever else, obviously, people always reach out to me. There's been a few people in the last week or two that have emailed me, which is great. If I can be any help, then please do that. Other than that, great day on planet Earth in Barbados as it is. A nice slight dusting of cloud in the sky, which is keeping that real heat off, which is lovely. So hopefully it's going to be a great day. Kids are off as well. So have a great day, and I'll speak to you a bit later on when we check in. Thank you. Okay, so we're at 20 to 3, and we're looking at a very, very, very wide bathroom. For all site gas, and don't forget to give me some comments below, that'd be greatly appreciated. As you can see, we taped up around, show it. Up in the corner up here, we do have a little bit of an issue in as much as the white cork on the ceiling is reacting a little bit, so we might have to paint the ceiling in. So it's looking okay, but you can see a mark around there. It highlights even more on the camera. Let me show you on the other side with a better lens. So as you can see a slight colouring on the ceiling, so we'll probably have to do the ceiling as well. But as you can see, it's come up quite nice. Everything's rolled. All nice in here. In here as well is also good, and now we have a white floor. So let me know your thoughts down there. Obviously I know it's not completely finished, but as you can see, a white floor in this room, or a grey floor in this room? What do we go for, guys? Let me know in the comments below. Obviously, it's not going to be the final fixture anyway. We're going to be putting some form of floor down on the top of that at some stage, but it would just be nice for it to look as best it can in the meantime. So, but it gives you an idea of what it would look like if it was all white. Obviously, it would be like more of a satin stroke rubberized white if we were going to go white. And if it's going to be the grey, then it's going to be the grey that's outside. So, in fact, let me go over. Are we dry? Still a bit tacky. Feels all right. About so I'll take you over and show you the difference between the two. I think we can get away walking on it. Let's give it a go. Yeah. So, inside or outside colour, guys? The grey or the white? What's your thoughts? I think it'll look quite nice in the white, especially when you've got a nice big double bed. Say double bed, it would be a big bed in here. A white poster bed. Probably not going to go 4 posters. Just going to go with the standard white board on the back with a headboard and bottom board. So it'll be a white bed in here, and everything else. Obviously, all these will be painted in with the flat satin white that we use as well. So it'll be very white. And in here, just debating at the moment how wide to go with the kitchenette here. There's a 12-foot top that we actually can buy, so there's a 12-foot that can go on there. That might work out just right. But I don't think we need to go massive in here. I'm thinking about maybe coming to about here with the carcasses, because obviously, you know, you might want some form of fridge as well in there as well. I mean, I would normally go for an integrated fridge, just a normal single underneath there. But obviously, I'm just very mindful of the storage as well. So the aim was to actually have bottom carcasses all the way to the window here, hence the reason why there's that countertop power there as well. But that means we would probably need 6 carcasses there. But I think we could probably get away with going with about 4 here. And then a Corian worktop, like in the house, I think. So yeah, that's pretty much. And as you can hear the pump downstairs, look how quiet that pump is now compared to the other one. He says, as soon as he lifts us up, they turn the water off. So we're going to get all this painted white in here as well, so that will be done soon. Mind you, Sherwin is actually rolling out, cleaning out the roller. Did want to try and get it all in here done as well. But yeah, the actual pump, the noise itself is so quiet compared to the other one. So at least now we won't have that noise issue with this being a bedroom and the pump going on like a big Dalek underneath, so that's the main thing. So yeah, obviously the next stage we've given the floor in here a quick mop, but obviously what we need to do now obviously is just get some metal scouring pads and some gloves on and get on our hands and knees and give it a good scrub. There it goes, look. A lot quieter. And with this down, can't even hear it really. So that's good. Obviously I'm sure in the dead of the night it'll be a bit different. But yeah, all these sort of marks on here, just giving it a good scrub, making sure all this paint on here is taken off, and then we'll get the sealer in here, give it a quick roll as well, get that sealed, and then to a certain extent that is pretty much us done in here, apart from the partition. All of the actual sheets have been delivered, and we are actually going to go for 10 foot now. So rather than coming right over to here, we're going to come to around about here. So as you can see, that's a 4-foot sheet, 4-foot sheet. So we'll come to around about here. So that'll be a 10-foot by 8-foot partition, and then that will give us around about a 6-foot opening into the main room as well. And also will give us a nice little space here beside the door, just purely because, like I said to you, it's, you know, opening this up, you want to try and be able to walk around it. So that's going to be the aim at the moment. So yeah, so Monday's going to be skirting boards, deciding whether we're going to go white or grey on here, scraping up this floor, or cleaning, scouring the floor, and then giving it a lacquer. So that will be a couple of days' work, I would have thought. And then in the bathroom, still left to finish, is the shower screen. So once we've actually got the skirting boards done, the top cut for on here, and then decided what we're going to do with the ceiling. We're probably going to roll the whole ceiling. Then it's just going to be a case of fixing that glass shower screen, having the mirror connected up by the electricians, and again sealing the floor in here as well. So we'll do the sealing of the floor in here at the same time as doing outside, obviously. So we'll be in here scrubbing this as well at the same time. But yeah, apart from waiting on the window, the bathroom will be done. And then I just need to order the carcasses. I mean, the carcasses aren't cheap. That's anything I would say with Koymans. I mean, I ordered 3 for the garage last week. 3 were about 800, just under 900 Bayesian. So in England, they're bloody cheap. So here, they seem to be quite expensive, but at least they're all, you know, flat packed. You just put them together, so they're quite straightforward. So I definitely think we should go ahead with those anyway. But anyway, that is us over for this day, this week. 2 days video in this one, so I'll upload that this evening. Any comments we greatly appreciated. Other than that, have yourselves a great weekend. Don't forget to give me some likes and comments below, and I'll check on you guys early next week. Thank you.